We've watched one of Legal Mindset's videos on stream before. That was with Tiny Headman, and the only thing that other than that stands out to me was he spelled request it wrong, which for some ungodly reason, probably my autism. It bothered the effing living shit out of me for no reason. Again, probably my autism. But we're going to be watching this video. And this is Johnny... Salami? I think, oh yeah, whatever his last name is. Final court date, new evidence. Sorry, you saw my tater tots. New evidence in the appeal verdict. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming Mans has been pleaded, or he's been found guilty or pleaded guilty. Mr. Andrew Esquire, legal mindset lawyer man, sir, will probably explain it to us in small, simple words, I hope. But also, I hope he gives a recap because I don't remember jack shit. So let's hop into this. We're going to have a link to this video and to his channel down in the description below. And if there's any ads, please know I will be skipping over them because, yes.
Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, is in his
Khalid. Your name is Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Ismail. Whatever. But you go by Johnny Somali? That's not salami? How do you spell salami? It does not matter. Anyway, that is a stage name. Okay.
Final day in court. We're gonna get at today on The Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney who's been tracking the Johnny Somali case from really beginning to end.
Yes, and we appreciate for you to do this, sir.
Stage where things are coming to a close. As a quick recap, Johnny Somali was sentenced earlier this year to 6 months with labor, in addition to being required to register on the offender list.
Being required to put on an offender list requires you to be in jail much longer, in my opinion. I don't know the laws in Korea because I am not Korea, or South Korea specifically. I'm not South Korea specifically. And I'm not their laws. But I feel like any sex offender list should be in further jailment because I don't know what he did or remember. But that alone says, you, sir, are not safe for the public. No, no, no. You stay away from all the peoples.
Korea, having his phones confiscated from him.
Oh good, he has no contact with the outside world.
Nambu Detention Center pending his appeal.
Oh, that's
He's now
nice.
on an appeal, aka a second trial. So what we're having right now is this second trial. Now, before we get into all the details here and what's going on with the second trial, I have a very important message. Recently, a jury ordered Meta
and YouTube to give people monies. Anyway, where is it? Here is his QR code. There will be a link down in his description below, probably, supposedly, allegedly. I'll have a link to his video. You can check his description. Thank you, Mr. Andrew Esquire, lawyer man, sir.
Or scan.
Like I said, I am skipping this.
A business recovery of over $1,000. Now that that's done, back to a business. So looking at Johnny Somali's case, one reason why this is moving.
Oh wait, I had a question. My little hand is raised. Is this new trial going to have the same judge, or is it going to be jured under a different judge because the other one already said the man's guilty? Is this a case where it goes from one court up to like I don't know, it goes above court. I think it's the Supreme Court. I think. Like what's between like the I'm not googling it. Ow, my elbow. So that is a question I have. I hope you answer it. If not, that's fine.
So fast is because neither Johnny Somali nor the prosecutor.
We're gonna ask Siri. What is above court? Is it the Supreme Court or is there something below Supreme Court?
I can use ChatGPT to answer that. You can enable ChatGPT on your iPhone.
I wasn't asking ChatGPT. I was asking Siri. If a court case goes into a second trial, is it going to be the same judge presiding over it, or will it be a different judge?
I can use ChatGPT to answer that.
She has me searching the web. Ma'am, I asked for your opinion, not what ChatGPT says. Okay, so the AI answer: if a court goes to shut up, phone, I'm trying to read. If a court case goes to a second trial, usually presiding over the same judge. Shut the fuck up, phone, I'm trying to read. If a court case goes to a second trial, it is usually presided over the same judge who handled the original trial, though it is not guaranteed whether you will get the same judge or a different one, depends heavily on why the court case is going to a second trial. 1. After a successful appeal, if the second trial is happening because of a higher court overturned the initial verdict and sent it back, and it says in parentheses, not parentheses, shut the fuck up, phone, Jesus, reprimanded it, it generally goes back to the exact same trial judge. Exceptions: it can be reassigned to a new judge if original judge has retired or is no longer on the bench, or if the something court specifically orders a new judge due to perceived bias or judicial misconduct, which is extremely rare. In some states like California, there is also specific protocol or rules that allow prevailing parties to file a motion to disqualify the original judge after a successful appeal. That does not apply because they are in South Korea, I think. Following a mistrial, the second trial is ordered because the first one edited a mistrial. That doesn't apply. They did not have a mistrial, I believe. Court reassignment or scheduling, sometimes, especially in busy courts or over long delays, judicial dockets, or reorganize and the judge terms expires. If the original judge is unavailable, transferred to a different division, or retires, and the case will be reassigned to a different judge. Okay. So that would be the only reasons on why it would be a different judge. So my assumption from my question is that it's probably the same judge, unless it has to go up higher. But we're going to assume it's probably the same judge. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Prosecution are calling any more witnesses. So really what they're
also take what I said with a grain of salt, because I read it off fucking Google, and I'm not a lawyer and I am not a judge. I'm not in the law system.
Considering is what they've already considered during the first trial. They're not really looking at too many extra things coming out on this second trial, and they're mainly just applying the law. Now, there are some minor things that have happened since last time, including one that followed up by a member of the SCT team to submit additional evidence.
Sounds like the SATs, except it's not. But also, you said there was new evidence. What is the new evidence? Sure.
This case. So we had Johnny Somali submitting all these letters of reflection, saying that he's sorry, he's remorseful.
Where's a letter of reflection?
So a member of the SCT over here delivered this brand new filing, pretty much
What is a letter of reflection in South Korea?
Here's an answer from synonym.com.
The goal of the letter is to demonstrate not only what you have learned in the course or throughout your time at that school, but also demonstrates that you have a clear understanding of quality of the work you have preceded. Or another goal of reflection is a letter to discuss where you must continue to improve after a course is finished after graduation. That was for school. That does not help. What is a letter of reflection mean in a legal sense in South Korea?
I can use ChatGPT to answer that.
I'm going to throw you out a fucking window. We'll just Google it on my computer. I have to get off Twitter though. What is a... Ah, fuck, I already forgot letter of reflection. I spelled reflection wrong because my hand is in the fucking way. In the legal... How do you spell legal? Sir, I need your username real quick. Legal. Got it. Thank you. Since in South Korea. Okay. My nails got in the way. I got them cut shorter, but they're still in the way somehow. Okay. So, a letter of reflection is a form of written statement submitted to investigative agencies or the court in South Korea in which a defendant admits fault, expresses deep remorse, and appeals for leniency. So he's being a pussy. Okay, that's not what he's doing. He's basically on his knees begging like a dog. Being like, I was a little bitch. I did bad things. Please, please, please don't send me to jail with pretty little sparkles on top. Basically.
Rebutting why Johnny Somali's new letters of apology.
How many letters do you have to send? I should have looked at that.
For an appeal, why they don't matter. So let me read this
yes, tell us why they don't matter.
Translation to you from this new submission that was made by a member of the Somali conviction team. The defendant's statement of grounds for appeal contains the following arguments. Of these, 3 claims: admission of all charges and genuine remorse, absence of financial gain, and a promise not to reoffend, are directly refuted by the video evidence submitted below. So they've got on that USB stick enough video evidence to show that these things are not true. Because Somali is claiming to be to admit all charges and be remorseful. He is saying that the nature of his characteristics of his crime were not serious. It says it appears the damage suffered by victims of the distribution of fake videos is not severe. 4, they're saying he suffers from bipolar disorder and is unable to obtain medication while staying in Korea.
That's not an excuse. You should always have your medications in order. Or what you can probably do, I don't fucking know because it's out of country, is call your doctor to get a script sent over somehow, some way, and be like, hey, I'm out of meds, or my meds went missing. Your medication, as someone who has to take medication, should always be on your carry-on and should always be marked correctly to prove that it is a prescription, because you can't just carry pills around, because that's dangerous. So yeah, no, that I don't find is a valid excuse on why he should get leniency as someone who takes medication. Now, I don't know his full situation. What are his crimes? What are Johnny Salami's crimes? Okay, Johnny Somali's is okay, I don't care. Okay, so it was April, the year was April 2026. As Seoul court, I think that's how you spell Seoul, court sentence Ishmael to 6 months in a prison and an additional 20 days in detention. The convictions include, and I quote, public nuisances and obstructions, committing disruptive acts such as playing loud North Korea music. Isn't it illegal to play North Korean music, like literally anywhere in public? Spilling noodles. Get off the screen. Thank you. Spilling noodles in a convenience store and staging a commotion in public transportation. One, that's just rude in general. I hope the if it was the owner was an old lady, she hit you with a broom. Because she's gonna have to clean that up, not you. I hope you cleaned it up. Staging a commotion, that's just rude in general, because no one wants... People are probably heading home from work. Dude, that's a dickhead move. Not everyone has... Sorry, my ear itches. Like, private transportation. No. And I don't know if it's all Asian places. I know in Japan, they're very respectful. I think it's like a rule, you literally have to be quiet on transit. Like, there's like old people and people are like heading home from work and probably passing the fuck out. Or they're heading home from school. The next thing is distribution sexual deepfakes. I don't know what deepfakes are. Creating and sharing and fabricating non-consensual pornographic deepfakes of South Korean streamers, specifically females. That's rude and disgusting. He should be in jail for that long time. Sentencing and registry. Addition to... Okay, so this is just... he was barred from working with children, people with disabilities for 5 years and placed on sex offender list. Statue... What the fuck is a statue incident? While widely known for a 2024 stunt where he kisses and made sexual gestures towards the Statue of Peace, a monument honoring Korean women forced into sexual slavery by... That's fucking rude. By Japan in World War II. Fuck him. The court records from his trial did not ultimately include charges directly related to insulting the monument themselves. It should, because my middle finger is up, and well, I wound it up and my middle finger is standing straight up. It's excited. Sir, go fuck yourself. So, and then he has prior international... He got fined in Japan and Israel. So he's an overall retard and dickhead. Got it.
5, the defendant did not cause any special financial benefit from the crime. And 6, the defendant pledged not to commit such a crime again. So the submission here that was made says number 2, 3, and 4. So saying the crimes weren't serious, saying the victims, their damage wasn't severe, and also saying he has bipolar disorder has already been addressed in the original submission. So all of these claims have been addressed in the original materials that were...
Good, as it should be. But also, I think if you're making fake, like, deepfakes of someone else with you I'm assuming it's probably with himself. I probably read that wrong. Did I read that wrong? No, it just says creating and sharing fabricated non-consensual pornographic deepfakes of female South Korean streamers. I think that's disgusting, and that is very damning. Like, that is that person's reputation right there and on the line. So I think that heavily suffers, because, like, I know from friends that I know that are they're not Korean, but they are Chinese, and reputation is like everything to them and in their home, especially when it comes to the family reputation. So yeah, no, that one is just like, yeah, no, bye-bye.
Submitted. But they also had, this new submission has evidence that directly refutes the fact that he is remorseful, that he didn't gain a benefit from this crime, or that he pledged not to commit such a crime again. So all of that is countered by evidence which is submitted now. So the judge has more than enough to offset, if they want to, the judges, because there are 3 judges on the appeal as opposed to 1 during the first trial. They've got all the evidence they need to put this guy away and to lock this guy up.
Okay, so I was wrong. He has 3 judges that can all kick his ass consensually. Thank you, judges. We appreciate you.
And to refute any of his grounds for appeal. So in judgment here today, the upcoming June 25th court appearance will be his last in-person appearance, because
that's
even
tomorrow.
if, no matter what happens, even if he was to win at this appeal, there can be an appeal to the Supreme Court even by the prosecutor. So if the prosecutor doesn't like how this came out, they can appeal this to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court of Korea does not do oral arguments. It's not like the U.S. It's written opinion only. So,
okay, so
even if this goes up to the Supreme...
That was the other question. If it would go about the next thing up from judge or the court in general. Shut up, phone. Sorry, I keep forgetting to mute my phone. I told you when I started recording this, people kept calling me. If this was just court, or if it would go up to a higher thing. So it does look like it would go to a higher thing. And then also we already discussed that he has 3 judges rather than 1 just kicking his ass.
Court, he's not going to be
logically, not physically,
in a courtroom again. So this is going to be the last time we're going to see him in a courtroom, which will be very interesting. Also, it's up to the judges at this point. We've done all we can do. We've said all we can say. We've covered all we can cover on my channel, on other channels, about Ramsey Khalid Ismail, about Johnny Somali. It's up to Korea. And I have faith in the Korean justice system and the lawyers that are looking at this, the judges looking at this, the prosecutor, obviously. I have faith in those people that the right thing is going to happen for Korea and that we're going to get a good decision here. So let's wait and see what the judges deliver in Korea. And I'm going to be following this as this case comes to a close. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Mr. Legal Mindset, Andrew Esquire, lawyer man, sir. We appreciate you. I hope that he gets served heavily. Did he? See, I don't remember half the shit that was said, but he's saying there was. Did Johnny sins return? That's not included. Salami gain any, we'll say any money, because I think that would be the equivalent, right? Okay. Johnny Somali made significant money from YouTube ad revenue and donations through his controversial streams. However, the courts confirmed that these stunts resulted in mass demonetization and platform bans. His earnings were ultimately neutralized by heavy legal fees, travel bans, fines, and prison sentence in South Korea. Okay, so he did gain from this. He got monies. So there was a lie. So yeah, no, I hope he gets the book thrown at him very heavily. I hope the book is very big. I hope each one of the judges have their own individual books so that the judgment can come down very hard theologically. I think that's the wrong word. I think that's the wrong word. But you know, I hope the law comes down on him and that he gets more jail time, because 6 months is, in my opinion, not long enough. I hope he suffers a just conviction through a legal sense. I'm trying to not get in trouble here. But yeah, my final judgment, we'll have the final judgment, is that he is a retard, and that he should have the book, all 3 books thrown at him in Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft. In Marvel Rivals, we'll say he'll get the book thrown at him in Marvel Rivals.